Hello, hello. Welcome. Special night, special time. This is your guys, Mr. Sam's. This is That Comic Show podcast. It's a special night tonight. Kind of threw an audible, called an audible. That we're having this night of discussion. But I do want to talk about some stuff that went down today. So I just want to introduce some gentlemen here that's going to help me bring some of these conversations to light. First time on the show, Jesse, Brick Galaxy.
First time. Thanks for having me on the podcast, the comic show.
No problem. Thanks for coming on at such short notice. Thank you.
I was surprised with the teaser. What do you call it? It's like a sizzler reel or something. They're calling it. It's sizzling. So
it's sizzling.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me on the show. I usually watch you guys or chat, and I've been doing my own little superhero spoiler show, so I'm way up to date with all the Marvel content, and I could talk Lego or superheroes all day. Let's do it.
Awesome. Hey, my man, I Am Legend. Good to see you, bro.
Hey, how's it going, man? Special day today, man. Thanks for having me on.
No doubt. So let's just paint the picture real quick, and then we're just gonna dive right into it. At least for me, I woke up this morning thinking it was a normal Monday, looking on my timeline, looking at some, regular stuff, Lego stuff, Marvel stuff, and then all of a sudden, I'm starting to see some chit chat on certain channels. I'm like, oh, okay. So I looked at Marvels, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's some actual trailers coming out here. There's some actual actual titles coming out.
So new footage and titles.
I was like, what do we owe this occasion? Like, what do we do? Like,
it's not even like marked like this is gonna be like a huge announcement. It almost seemed like something I'd seen before with Stan Lee's voice, like the tribute to Stan.
Oh man, that was touching. I was like, I'm like, wait a minute. Last time I checked, we're in phase 4 with these Marvel shows. Marvel shows kind of led us into phase 4. So I don't know if this was like a kickoff to the movie universe kind of lining everything together. I don't know. What do you guys think about these announcements?
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's a kickoff saying Marvel telling every other studio like, hey, we're going back to the movies. Everybody's gonna start joining them. Of course, the blockbusters are back. And pandemic or not, they're gonna release these movies in the theater, and I love it. I like the little clip they showed with the audience reactions. It just brought me back to the actual moment where he was actually in the theater for that piece of time. So
when they did Endgame, yeah. I want to watch it again. Every time I see any part of that movie, I want to watch it again. Yeah. I agree that they're trying to get people back into the theater. And I believe all the footage they showed was movie MCU stuff. It wasn't Disney Plus streaming. So there was no WandaVision or Loki or Winter Soldier and Falcon. It was like get ready to go back to the theaters.
Yeah,
definitely.
So let's talk about that, because Marvel did it very strategic, because it showed you in order when these movies are going to be coming out. So the first one that's coming out on the slate is Black Widow, which comes out on July 9th. So Black Widow is the movie that's supposed to officially kick off this phase 4. Now, I have my own personal thoughts on Black Widow's movie. I think it's 5 years too late. I think we should have got this movie a long time ago. I get that we're going to get the movie, and this movie is going to highlight a few big key points in her life that leads up to possibly where she is now, or not now, but where she was in Endgame and all that stuff, or even in Infinity War. So we really don't know where the timeline is going to fall in place. At least I don't know where the timeline is going to fall in place. But I don't like movies that tell me the story of a character of which I already know the ending of that character's fate. Because it's like, okay, I don't really care about the middle parts because I know what the end looks like. But I get I get it's for a bigger cause, a bigger reason. That's what Marvel usually do. So I'm gonna give it a chance and an open mind. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm same with you. Like, I really don't want to watch it, but I'm gonna go see it, of course. One thing I am excited for is to see Taskmaster in movie form. I would like to see that. And I'm hearing that they're supposed to set up the new Black Widow in the MCU. So I guess that would be enjoyable. But it's like you said, it's kind of a little too late. Like, if this came after Iron Man 2 or even the first Iron Man, somewhere around there, then I would have enjoyed it more, I think.
Right. True.
I would say, I mean, even, you're right. Before it was even announced, before COVID, it was kind of like, oh, you're gonna go flashback and do a story on a character we already know, and then we got the COVID delay, so we're like, it's like the New Mutants all over. It's like, when is this movie gonna come out? When is this movie gonna come out? Like, man, so the hype. Like, I Am Legend's right. Like, you almost forget, like, oh yeah, Taskmaster and Red Guardian and like new, like, there's like awesome like hype reels that I was looking forward to, but it's like drawn out. So I'm gonna go either day one. We didn't have any MCU in 2020. So
yes,
if I can go to the theater, I will go to the theater. I'm getting my second shot like Friday, so I'll be like safe to go wherever.
Yeah. Gotcha. And I think people are going to enjoy it because after our reactions to Mortal Kombat last week, right now we're just thirsty for any movie.
Right?
So because the movie could be horrible. We're going to be like, oh, this is the best thing we had.
Best thing. I'm like, really? I like Mortal Kombat, but that movie was not.
I like Mortal Kombat as well. You know,
I grew up.
I watched
fighter games, but Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat was my jam, and like, I liked the beginning where they did Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I like, you know, like their contrast, ice and fire. So like that I was really excited when I saw that.
Definitely.
Anyway, disappointers. I'm hoping Black Widow will not disappoint. MCU like almost never disappoints.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not going to disappoint. It's kind of like what Corey said. It's like the middle of her journey already. It's kind of like we know the ending. So I really could go do without it. Tell you the truth, if they released this on Disney Plus, I would have been more excited for it maybe. But hey, I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
Like I said, I'm excited nonetheless to see where we go. The TV or the small screen universe really paint the picture of where the world is. I think Captain America: Winter Soldier really gave us where we are as a society after the blip. WandaVision kind of showed us where we're going cosmically, or even when it comes to the superpowered nature of the superheroes in the MCU, where we're kind of going. So now it's more like, okay, well, you know, what does the overall universe look like? And I think that's what these movies now are trying to put together. But let's look at the next one. After Black Widow is Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings.
I'm building right here.
My man is yes. Building the dragon from that the Lego set. First off, not to switch into Lego mode, but how do you like building the dragon? I heard the dragon is a super awesome.
I just started on the podcast, so I'll let you know a little bit later unless I get distracted. Right. It's only 400 pieces. I could probably slam it out. Okay. It looks cool. It looks articulate. I mean, the style is different, like it's a water dragon, so it looks pretty cool.
Dope. So I know they dropped the trailer for this last week. I think early last week they dropped the trailer, right? I think it was the day of or the day after Winter Soldier came out. So I think maybe the day before or something.
Yeah, probably the day before, I think, before Winter Soldier came out. But yeah, this one I'm excited for. This.
Oh yeah.
Like at first, I'm not really too familiar with the characters, so I wasn't really expecting anything. And when I seen the trailer, I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. like this might be the one this year.
Absolutely. To be honest, to this day, my opinion, the worst MCU movie of all time was Iron Man 3. That's my opinion. I constantly will stick with that opinion because of what they did to the Mandarin. I was very livid what they did to the Mandarin. And that was like the first time, in my opinion, Marvel decided to take a different direction with their property. It's like, all right, Mandarin, Iron Man. That is what you lead up to. That is the person that you're supposed to fight. And then you make a comic joke out of it. And I was like, what? So I was livid. But now seeing this, knowing, and Marvel tried to clean it up with the one shot of the Mandarin where the actual Mandarin broke him out of jail and took him and everything like that. He got questions, whatever. Okay. Well, I still wasn't impressed. I'm like, no, I want to meet this character. So now we're getting that in Shang-Chi. Now I'm excited because now we have all of the. I feel as though it's going to touch on a lot of Iron Man lore, but not rely heavy on Iron Man lore. If that makes any sense, like Iron Man was like kind of like the looming, like the glue between the universe because of all the stuff that Tony Stark did, kind of led to all these other things that kind of happened. I think now that he's dead, we're moving away from Iron Man, and I think Shang-Chi is probably going to be like the last like kind of thread that's connected to Iron Man. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, I'll say this: the Ten Rings organization, they've been in other Marvel movies besides Iron Man. The organization, there was one was spotted in Ant-Man, I believe.
Yes.
And another in I forgot the other movie, but they're always looking into technology. I think even with the Captain America and Winter Soldier, whatever, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, sorry, whatever name you want to go by. But I think even there might be some associates with them in the Power Broker some way of that fitting in. So,
from Mandapore.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think in the Shang-Chi trailer, we've seen a little bit of Mandapore. That's the name of the city. But so I think I don't know. I think they've always been around. They're always looking for the next big thing, next big technology. I think this movie will probably show the times that they were there, but behind the scenes. But like you said, I think we should get a good Mandarin this time and a true Mandarin.
Yeah, and I think more magical. I'm building a dragon here, so like I know you mentioned Iron Man and technology, and I mean Wakanda's way ahead, and it's like some magic is only science you don't understand yet. So it'll be great to see them weave in whatever they can, because the Eastern like audience is very different, and they're going to try to bring in some mainstream, I think. And like the trailers really don't show that. I didn't see like any hints of Iron Man or anything yet. So I'm curious. Like they've got to give the general audience some flavor to get them accustomed to this story, and maybe it'll be like, we had Daredevil and The Hand on Netflix. So like, the ninja, like, I don't know if the Death Dealer with the mask, those ninjas are going to bring a multiverse level of that world in. But I'm really happy that we're going that they're getting their time with this story.
Yeah. And I think Colors Everything might have said it last week, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of Doctor Strange type of feeling.
Yeah,
like with the organization and bringing in like the magic with I think his arm bracelets this time rather than the rings. But
so the 10 rings were historically in the comics actual rings, but I like that they're bending it. So you got a band of power on there. I'm gonna have to make 10 dot bracelets into Shang-Chi bracelets. That's a great, like, they do so well on like just enough of the movie angle from the comics, but it's true to there's still 10, and it's power, and like I think you don't have to have all 10. So if you have 2, just like the Infinity Gems, you've got some power, and it'll be interesting how that gets handed down, because they're gonna do flashbacks. Like they're gonna cover some time in this one. Like there's like Chinese like magical dragons and stuff. It's gonna be awesome.
It's an oh man, what's the dragon's name?
Fing Fang.
Fing Fang Foom.
Yeah. So I feel as though, because I remember you saw a poster of that in Iron Man, in the first Iron Man. So a lot of people were trying to like connect the threads from even then, and this was like 12, 13 years ago. So I love the fact that a lot of these different hints are being paid off
right
in future episodes, and not future movies, but it also goes to show how much Marvel thinks about the history of their comics and try to connect everything to where we're being led to right now. It takes time to get there, and it takes a lot of patience, because some people, they're like, yo, I want it now. Marvel's like, listen, we're telling a story, you're gonna have to stick around. So I'm glad I didn't throw in the towel after Iron Man 3, because I'm gonna tell you, sitting in Iron Man 3, the one thing that kind of saved the movie for me was at the end when the Hall of Armor bust out the ground and they were all there, and Igor came, and I was like, man, that's not even Hulkbuster. I still appreciated all the different Iron Man, so that kind of saved the movie. But then he
rescue
this arc reactor, and I was just like, oh man, what did they
Come on, man, you made it past Iron Man 2 and Thor 2, so Iron Man 3 is come on, man. The first few phases,
two. Those are like the two, Thor and two or three out of 22, 23 movies. It's a pretty good running record.
Let's get to the next one though.
And they're not even as like bad as like before MCU,
Yeah,
we don't even go there.
Before they got going.
So, I'll give you that.
Now, Shang-Chi comes out September 23rd this year. So that's 2 movies that's coming out in the next few months.
I thought that was September 3rd, no?
September 23rd.
Okay.
23rd.
September. I got September 3rd.
Yeah, there you go.
I might be wrong.
You trying to stretch this out, Corey? Come on, man.
I'm looking at the website.
I said we thirsty, man. We thirsty.
You're right.
I got notes, man. It's mixed in with DC. We'll get Suicide Squad in between those 2 movies, but this is a Marvel show, so.
Oh, yeah. I just want to stick with Marvel. We can do DC another time. The Eternals.
Eternals footage.
That is coming out November of this year.
Yes.
I am so
shocked.
Not shocked and not nervous. I'm so intrigued, and the level of my intrigueness when it comes to the Eternals is the same amount of intrigue I had when Guardians of the Galaxy was introduced and announced, because we're dipping into a universe that a lot of people don't really know about Marvel, because Marvel has such a big and vast universe. Now you get into the Eternals, you're talking about Celestials, you're talking about even Galactus, you're talking about all of these other
deviants.
These entities that exist.
I think that's how they'll tie it in.
So I'm very intrigued by where they're going to go with it.
And and the Eternals, they're pretty much like the kids of Celestials or something like that. They're supposed to be like the guardian. I forgot how the lore goes, but I think they're like guardians of different planets, and the Celestials send them there or something like that.
I think they're like, because I heard one explainer that like they're not mutants. They weren't born with their powers, so I think they were endowed power from the Celestials.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of reminds me of Greek mythology, where you have the Titans, and then the Titans gave birth to the gods and stuff like that. So because I'm trying to remember, and it depends on where they decide to take it. Because Thanos is technically, he's an Eternal. He's a deviate from that, but he is an Eternal. So are they going to talk about him as a young man? What led him? And I don't think they're gonna make too much of it, but I feel like they're gonna at least touch on the fact that Oh yeah, Thanos. Yeah, this is why Thanos is the way he is.
Oh, there better be an Easter egg there.
Oh yeah, they gotta have that.
A little purple baby and a little.
Yeah, I would love to see like a young Thanos. That would be dope.
Man, so yeah, if two Eternals had a kid, and because of the deviants, bloodline is still part of that. He has that like monster look. That's why he has that purple. So I think that's a good tie-in. You know, we're going way cosmic. Like we're superhero people. We don't even understand it.
That's right. That's right.
But it looks like from the footage of this Marvel announcement, it looked way more down to earth. Like
you do.
Greek, yeah, like Roman Greek, something like that. The ruins that they all kind of, the one speedster ran into the shot, like that didn't look otherworldly as I thought, like the comics. And
I didn't see anything outwardly, if you would call it, because like even Selma Hayek, she rode up on a horse. I'm like,
right?
Ain't she supposed to be like the leader or Ajax or something? Yeah. But it's like, okay.
So that gives me a whole nother, like, I was like, that caught me way off guard.
Yeah.
But I guess I have a good, everyone should have high hopes now because the director won an Oscar, and that was kind of a down-to-earth family show, The No Man Land. So now for the first time, I'm surprised Marvel didn't drop that already, but I think that's why they sizzled some footage, and the next Eternals like official teaser will be Oscar-winning director.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel they're gonna definitely plug that. Again, that this is a property that it really doesn't have any connection to most of the storylines that are happening right now with Marvel. So it's gonna be really interesting how they weave this in. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, something totally different. The only connection that Peter Quill even had with Earth was just that one shot of him with his mom, and then he got took into space, and then that was it. So I'm very curious to see where they go with it, or even if they try to tie in. And this might be a far-fetched, speculation, but if they tie in the Inhumans at some point, I doubt it. But
I think Inhumans are gone.
Feige, that's not in Feige's universe.
Yeah, they probably gone.
I try to.
I mean, we have multiverse now, so I think it's like adjacent, but it's so you could have a little crossover, but it's going to be a whole nother timeline, and they don't want to take away from. There's so much content still. Now they're going to do these Eternals. We'll have Fantastic Four. We'll have official X-Men stuff sometime.
No, that's true.
These Eternals have powers like mutants, so it'll be interesting to see if that even plays into the mutant gene, like as far as an undertone.
I think that's what I want the most, or waiting for the most. Like, what's going to introduce the mutant gene? I thought WandaVision was going to actually do it, but
yeah,
so far we don't know. We don't know
Eternals
if Thanos snaps, but Eternals maybe. Yeah,
Eternals would be a great way to say, and just hint at it, like way like you deep cut, like some
maybe have like an apocalypse scene or something. I don't know.
They would have to have a baby, right? You have to mix into the population, but you could do a time travel thing too. So you and like don't let us know when that happened, so we don't know if it was 100 years ago. And then the activation of that mutant DNA could be another explainer for some other crisis event.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. This is the stuff I miss about these Marvel movies, just being able to speculate. And like the rest of this year, like we've already talked about 3 movies that are coming out this year alone. And now we're going to move on to our 4th. And our 4th is Spider-Man No Way Home. Look at that. Jesse's ready.
I'm ready, Spidey.
It is right here in the center, right here.
Spidey.
So when we left Spider-Man, he was with MJ. They were in New York. J. Jonah Jameson jumps on the big Tron, announces who Spider-Man is. Now, me personally, I was not surprised by that because the Marvel Cinematic Universe has showed that the big superheroes, they do not hide their identities. They expose their identities. They tell the world who they are. Now, when it comes to Spider-Man, though, there's a lot that you unpack with Spider-Man showing who he is. You know, everybody close to him is now exposed. And the way that they left it, he was not prepared for such an announcement. It's such a reveal of who he was to the world. Well, so now, where are we when it comes to No Way Home?
And I was gonna say, not only that, he's being framed for killing Mysterio, who is looked at as a hero.
Right.
True. That's true. So now he's on the run.
I don't know. So, I see no footage. I've been hearing things about the movie, but I try to keep away from it. I don't want to get spoiled too much. A lot of times, I didn't see no.
Let's dive.
No.
That's why
I could go. So I could give you my big theory. It's like, okay, that you've said the bad side of his identity being revealed, right?
Yes.
He's known, he's in danger, his families and friends are in danger, he's going to court for, so maybe we'll see Nelson and Murdoch there. That would be awesome. But further than that, I'm diving into like Peter Parker as an adult. And he was Ward, basically, or whatever, in Iron Man's pocket, Tony Stark. And we were missing Tony Stark now. And we have Peter Parker. And if you read any of the comics, there are events that lead into Peter Parker Parker Industries, right? Isn't it Parker Industries?
Yeah.
So I think, like with his identity out there, it would be okay for him to inherit some Stark funds because they were so tight, and kickstart Parker Industries and like kickstart it further as being Spider-Man and Peter Parker. So I'd love to see. I don't know if they'll get that far in this movie, but I'd love to see him start the roots of Parker Industries.
Okay.
I honestly believe, based on everything that's been said, I feel like this is going to be the movie that blows everything open when it comes to the weirdness of this new universe that's coming out.
Oh, right.
So I feel like this movie is going to is going to mesh the Sam Raimi universe, is going to mesh the Andrew Garfield universe, is going to mesh everything into it and just be that live action Into the Spider-Verse that the cartoon version, it was such a huge success. I feel as though that's what we're going to get, because what they're saying is these old villains from the old movies are coming back in. There's talks of the different Spider-Mans. I just want to see the meme where Spider-Man is pointing at himself.
Yeah, pointing him at his.
Recreate that moment for me, and I will be pleased.
Got that.
I feel as though that's where we're going.
I do got a feeling that either we're gonna get an Oscorp from a different dimension coming into our main storyline, and I think somebody said it before that the tech they was using in Captain America: Winter Soldier looked like it was kind of like a Green Goblin type of tech with the gas grenades, the 8 seal thing on top of on the van that was kept the people captive. So I don't know. I think this will be his introduction. We're gonna get some type of Oscorp. I'm not too sure if it's gonna be Harry or whoever, but that'll be good to see.
That'd be good. And yeah, you're right, Corey. All the multiverse, I was like skipping over that. That's the all the Spider-Mans and all the multiverse is going to be reaffirmed as we like get teased. Doctor Strange multiverse stuff. There's going to be all of that Spider-Verse stuff exposed in this live action series movie. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be December. We're supposed to be getting that. That's 4 movies. So Marvel is making up for some lost time.
Pretty much. I love it though.
Oh yeah. I was saying to myself, after watching, Godzilla versus Kong, Mortal Kombat, watching the Disney Plus stuff, I was like, you know what? I kind of don't need to go back to the movie theaters. I'm pretty good where I am right now. I could just watch the movie. I can rewind it and everything. I kind of want to be. I kind of want to be in the movie theaters to hear the eruption of the crowd, to just see everybody like going crazy over certain scenes.
No, that Shang-Chi trailer changed my mind. 'Cause I was with you. I was like, just release everything on Disney Plus. I'll be fine. And when that Shang-Chi trailer dropped, I'm like, oh, okay, wait. You know what movie? I need to be surround. I need to be with surround sound and everything.
Yeah. You need the proper. The proper thing. So before we move on to the other movies that have been announced, so out of the 4 movies that we just spoke about, which one are you most excited for, and which one will leave the most impact on the future of the MCU? So that could be 2 different answers.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
So last week I was most excited for Shang-Chi. This week, I'm most excited for Eternals. When I get the trailer for Spider-Man, I'm gonna be most excited for that one.
Yeah,
that's my answer.
Yeah, that's my answer for like, what's your favorite Lego set? The current one I'm building now is my favorite.
Exactly.
So like,
yes,
I'm a Spider-Man fan, so I guess I'll go that route. Even though it's because I think the multiverse, multiverse is going to be huge in this one. You're right, Corey, and they're going to expand on that. But I think I Am Legend, the undertone of the Eternals is going to probably be the Infinity Saga, whatever the name of the next 3 years of whatever we're doing, Secret Invasion or what, it's very cosmic. Oh. It's going to be Skrull, Eternals, like way otherworldly, and the multiverse, like, so I don't even, like they didn't announce an Avengers movie. I don't know that they have to. I think they like quit while you're ahead. Like you did it perfect. Started with Iron Man, put in Thor, like rose these characters up to like levels that like were, it was only Spider-Man before, like, so let's do that for,
for everybody,
so there's this cosmic sense, there's this multiverse sense, there's this Young Avengers thing going on. That's just like, I want to see it right away. But again, like maybe wait, like, could that be phase 5? Like, it seems like they're ready to roll with some of that. And I'd rather see Young Avengers before any kind of Avenger storyline.
I get that.
Because there's too much out there.
Exactly. And I think they're too separated right now anyway, without a big threat. Because Thor, Guardians, they're away in space.
Right.
Who else is there?
No, they've got to draw it all, like, and it might get a little wonky for the non-mainstream, let's do the Illuminati or something, let's get Namor, let's get whatever Black Panther, and you got to bring up Black Panther. Was that the next announcement? But oh my gosh, that was just seeing the logo, the title, Wakanda Forever.
So let's hold on one second.
That was gonna.
So
was that next? I don't even know.
No.
Yeah, you messing up Corey's chart.
Where were we? What was the question? I'm so excited.
So my answer to the question, I think Spider-Man is going to be the most impactful movie for this year. Yeah. My most anticipated movie of this year is like right now, and the same thing with you guys. That could change. Like right now, it's Shang-Chi. I'm most interested in Shang-Chi only because of the fact that I want to see how they do the Mandarin. But that can change once I see more of the Eternals. That could change once I see more of, and again with Black Widow, I'm super excited for Black Widow. I feel like her story is going to continue I think it's probably gonna be in line or continue alongside with Captain America and Winter Soldier. I think like her story is going to kind of mesh with that storyline, but anyway, let's move on because I do want to get to that Black Panther. Thor: Love and Thunder. That's going to be May 6, 2022.
Okay.
Now this is where we're going to be getting Jane Foster. She wields the Mjolnir and she becomes Lady Thor. Now, they announced that back at Comic-Con. Well, was it D23 or was it Comic-Con? I feel like it was Comic-Con. But man, that just seems so
Love
long
and Thunder. Yeah, I mean they had even the Eternals, and they had Natalie Portman on stage, and she held the hammer. They gave her the hammer. That was like a huge reveal.
Oh my goodness! So,
easy.
What do you guys think about that? Because they've already started to leak some footage of. Well, actually, no. They started leaking footage of Guardians with Thor, but Thor looks like he's back to his ripped, overly rugged, muscular self. So, what do you guys think? Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Ragnarok changed the game, I think, in Phase 3 of the Marvel Universe, and Taika Waititi's coming back. So, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be quirky. And like you say, Thor, the original Thor is back. The Rip Thor. I'm the King Thor, whatever you call himself. if that's the same attitude, then I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be that comedy action type of thing I like. Can't wait for it. I'm not really ready for it as of yet. Because, like I said, we got like 4 or 5 movies this year coming up. Down focused on.
We still got the Disney Plus stuff too, so that's even crazier.
I like that you're trying to keep us in a timeline, Corey.
Trying my best.
So don't forget Thor's with the Guardians, and him and Star-Lord are like, you're in charge, and that whole dynamic has to play out now in Thor.
Yes.
Not Guardians Volume 3. So we're gonna have Love and Thunder is gonna be a crazy adventure. It's gonna be a crazy ride.
Did they say who the villain is yet, or
they mentioned that it was Christian Bale is playing the role of the villain, I believe.
Oh yeah, Christian Bale.
I forget what I think his character is an Asgardian. Like when I could be wrong, but his character is a character of which when Asgard was destroyed, it was like it was kind of like an imprisonment for him.
Oh, okay.
To get out. So he's supposed to be like this ancient evil from Asgard, and now he's awoken and all that stuff, and and Thor he takes the storyline of the unworthy Thor storyline and so on and so forth. So I think it's going to be a mesh of a lot of those things, plus what's going on with Jane Foster becoming Thor. So I mean, it makes sense because Mjolnir is in this universe now, is back after Endgame. So,
didn't he return it?
What was that?
I thought Captain America returned it at the end.
That was my. I was just about to say that because Captain America was the last one with it, but I don't But I guess why would he return it though?
He returned it to a different timeline. The timeline that's like current, I guess. What's her name destroyed it? Hela
destroyed it.
So that's why I had to make the axe.
Right, but to my understanding, it was like the stones are the ones that really need to be returned back in its place, not necessarily objects. So, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I guess this is kind of like a important object because if Thor didn't have that in 2013, the next year he's supposed to battle whoever, maybe he lost without it, could have died somehow.
That's true.
Could have changed the timeline somehow, maybe. I don't know.
That's true. So
I don't know. It'd be great if how are they going to do Thor with a Guardians way off in space? Jodie, what's her name? Jane Foster. Jane Foster is gonna have to. Maybe she'll she's high tech savvy about Asgard, maybe she'll figure out how to repair the hammer, and then get the pop, like in acting of doing that, of bringing it back, gain the Thor power temporarily, and then bring it back to Thor.
That's true. That's very true. That could definitely happen.
Sounds good to me.
They have to make it make sense. And you know, the whole thing about the Mjolnir is that it has that enchantment on it. And that enchantment was from Odin, but Odin is now dead. So is that enchantment still locked within Mjolnir? Is it broken?
Yeah.
And who can make the enchantment? Maybe Thor is powerful enough now to make the enchantment?
I'd say if she repairs it, if it's somehow really done right, how it's repaired with some help, and it's the same stone, it's still got some of that residual, unlockable power that only the worthy can unlock.
I'm excited. All right, now this is the movie I feel is going to change everything, and that's Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I feel as though I think Multiverse of Madness is an acronym, MOM, and I think that connects directly to WandaVision. I think that everything we saw in WandaVision with Pietro being there from the X-Men universe and him playing the role as Quicksilver, I think there's a significance to that. I think everything is going to come full circle when it comes to where the Marvel universe is with this movie. That's my prediction.
His name is Ralph, Corey. That's it. His name is Ralph.
I'm telling you,
Ralph.
Listen,
Ralph Boner.
Marvel knows how to troll. They're trolling us.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this is the movie that's going to tear it open. I feel it's going to be this movie.
I would like to see Doctor Strange and Wanda. Now that Wanda's look like she's learning her abilities now, she's going to become a master of it. I would like to see them not even go head to head. I'd like to see them team up, work together to fight whoever's the big baddie in this one. They keep on putting the multiverse of these things, and I'm scared because I'm thinking that they're not really going to do multiverse. It's kind of like they're just setting us up. I feel that for some reason. I don't know why.
Marvel knows what they're doing. Marvel knows what they're doing. Making you second guess yourself, and then boom, this is going to stop everything on you.
But hopefully, like you said, we do go into different universes. I will be excited for it. But if they don't, I'll still be excited for it because I'm not expecting it.
There you go.
The Doctor Strange comics are so crazy. They're like, I don't even know where. Like, are we in his head? Are we in space? What world are we on? Who are these aliens? Nobody can see these other aliens. Like, there's some weird comics with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see a more battle, actually. I think Scarlet Witch, now she has her name. She is reading the Darkhold. That can't be good. She will be starting the movie, and Doctor Strange is going to be like, stop, and then crazy.
Now we have to also remember, Mordo is still out there, and he's trying to rid the world of the sorcerers. So
who was that?
Was it Baron Mordo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chiwetel Ejiofor, his character. Then you also have they also said that they might have Nightmare in the movie. I don't know. Nightmare was a villain of Stephen Strange. What else? It's like
finally you'll see Mephisto after everybody been speculating all WandaVision for Mephisto.
I think that was Marvel straight up trolling it.
Now they troll us.
See that, right? But and that's coming out. Doctor Strange, Multitude of Madness. That's coming out in November. So it looks like that we got a little bit of a stretch here with these movies. However, in between those two movies, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Wow. Let me start this real quick. So I thought in my mind, I knew that Black Panther 2 was coming out, and they were faced with a very hard reality that, Chadwick Boseman passed away. So where do you take the property? Marvel is not known for recasting characters, replacing characters in their movies. They've been fortunate enough that all their main characters and all their main stars have been in good health and has been, with the property for over 10 years.
Well, they recast Rhodey.
And the Hulk.
True. But
Don Cheadle came in, yeah.
And the Hulk.
Person, though.
And the Hulk. So, but they're not known for it. They kind of like gloss over it. So we're hoping you can't gloss over it, right? That's what we're hoping. You cannot. You got to pay some respect to Chadwick Boseman,
right? And
do it with like some sort of dignity, and I'm sure the director and the story writers are taking their time to do it properly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I love to see a story about Wakanda. Like nothing against that. I would love to see it. I like to see like the inner workings of Wakanda, like even like the underground Wakanda if they have it, like everything about it. But I still want a Black Panther though. Like, that's why I'm kind of.
You might get two. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know how they're gonna go with this. I don't know what they're gonna do with this. But
one of the theories that's floating out there is that Michael B. Jordan might return as another universe Black Panther. So instead of him being Killmonger, he was Black Panther. I think the issue is that I don't think you can recast T'Challa. I don't think you can recast him.
Right.
And this is going to be a very interesting twist, or not even a twist, but just very interesting, because I know we mentioned that some of these other actors and other characters were recast. To be fair, those happened in the very early stages of Marvel, where they really didn't have. We really didn't know what Marvel would be now. Right. Back when it first rolled out, because this is like 2008, 2010, around that time where they recasted these characters and these actors. But now it's like they've created such a universe that it's like, okay, I don't want to see no one else be Iron Man. I don't want to see no one else become Captain America. But the way that they did Captain America, having Falcon take up the helms of Captain America and kind of flesh that story out. And I wanted to talk about that last night so bad, but I'll save that for another time. But they did a good job kind of recasting the character without recasting Steve Rogers. So
or they fast forward. I like to think that they fast forward aged Captain America. Like, what? He went back in time and aged 7 years. Yeah. Otherwise, we would have been stuck with Steve. Steve Rogers being Captain America at least a couple of decades. So they kind of fast forward into that. The good thing about Black Panther and the Wakanda lore is that mantle is passed on. So T'Challa, inherited, he took over from his father when his father passed. And I think I don't know how they'll write that angle, but, it's just going to be time to pass it on. And unlike this flash forward of Steve Rogers, it'll be just kind of, unfortunately, a brief but epic Chadwick Boseman Black Panther, and we'll have to just, accept it, just like any other, lost, family member or friends. We're gonna have to grief. We're gonna cry during this one, I think.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
But Shuri is. I would. She can take the name for a little while, or M'Baku. He could come into it, and then Killmonger could. All three of those characters, I think, somehow will carry that torch properly with their lower events.
That's true. I just feel as though that the character of T'Challa, I think that's what's going to go with Chadwick. I feel as though that they can't have another T'Challa, and it's sad. It's more sad for the person who's gone, the actor who's gone, because that's an actor and that's a person that we'll never see, bring those stories to life and those characters to life. But at the same token, there's a lot of stories with T'Challa that we may never get a chance to see, at least not right now. Maybe in 20, 30 years from now, when things reset and they redo stuff, they can definitely do something like that. We're never going to see that Storm and T'Challa storyline, which I love. That would be a great way of connecting that character and mutants and stuff like that. We may never see that storyline in our current state. But I just feel as though that wherever they go with it, and I love the title, Wakanda Forever, it's making it about Wakanda as a whole and not necessarily just Black Panther, because the obvious of Black Panther, it's gonna be a sad one. And it's almost how I felt when Fast and Furious, when Paul Walker passed away. That was rough. That movie, I think it was Fast and Furious
7, I think. Yeah, 7.
When they had him like driving and then they went their separate. Oh man, the movie theaters, I was slumped in my chair, faced with tears. I was like, oh wow. They did a good job. They didn't recast him. They kind of mentioned that he's off screen. He can't get involved in all that stuff. He has a family now, so they kept his character alive without having him there. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But we're almost at the end of this, guys. All right, the Marvels.
That was my probably second or third surprise. The Marvels.
Yes. That was a huge surprise. And the day before, there was some leaked footage of Kamala in the outfit.
I seen it. Mm-hmm.
And I saw it. I was like, what is this about? What is this about? And then the movie, and then they did the Marvels. I was like, I started going crazy. I'm excited. I'm excited for this one.
Definitely. And we might see Captain Rainbow back too for this one.
Captain Rainbow.
She's technically a Marvel.
Captain Marvel, Rambo.
Yes.
I'm thinking that we might see Rogue too.
Yes,
I think we're going to get X-Men in different movies without calling them X-Men, just to like kind of establish where their universe is and where they are. I feel as though a movie like this, you gotta have Rogue in it. You gotta have Rogue in it. Maybe Rogue could even be the villain, and Rogue is just, she doesn't know how to use her power, and she's just learning how to, she's coming into it and she's stealing powers from people or something unknowingly, that she touched Carol Danvers, and then that's when she gets her, I don't know what to expect. This is the one movie I have no idea where they can go with it.
And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
Yo, I'm here for it, yo. I am here for it.
I don't know. Yeah, I want to go Illuminati route again. So like, Captain Marvel was always part, and we're getting sword instead of shield. So Nick Fury's already doing these space missions. So we're gonna get an expanded sword universe and Skrull stuff, of course, right, with Captain Marvel stuff. So I think I would like to see more of that for sure. Before, like, I don't know that X-Men would be, because Ms. Marvel is more of an Inhuman, but I think
that is true. That is true. She's more on the line of the Inhuman, on the Inhuman side.
The Camilla Khan one, yeah. So, but yeah, I want Cosmic go get them Skrulls, get the bad Skrulls. Let us know, and I want. Oh my gosh, like, who out there that, like, if they're gonna, if they do this secret invasion, like, somebody we've already seen is not who they are expected.
Exactly.
I know they want to keep the Disney Plus shows separate from the MCU universe, but my biggest prediction now would be that Sharon Carter is a Skrull as the power broker.
And
that's why she's got like more agenda, like worldly agenda, because it's not the true Carter, it's a Skrull.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. I really wouldn't, but I could see either way, because even her just being betrayed by her country, the way she felt like being betrayed and being kicked out of her country, I could see that's her reason for becoming the power broker. But I definitely could see your way as well. She's just a Skrull and she's preparing for the enemy invasion.
That's what I want to see in Ms. Marvel. That's what I want to see.
I can and, you know, Jesse, you touched on this the Illuminati, and the last thing that we will touch on before we talk about this last movie that's coming up, I feel as though that kind of solidifies the possibility of an Illuminati storyline, possible movie. But when it comes to the Marvels, one, I love the title of it. I love where they're going with it. I feel as though this will be a big hit. You know, amongst kids, young girls, girls of different faiths and different nationalities and so on. I feel like this is going to be a huge, huge hit. All right, we got two more. Actually, I lied. We got two more.
Ooh, they're never going to stop, though. This is just what we know of.
What we know of.
And they're like during this big sizzler.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Now, this is another movie. Oh, man, this is another movie that I feel is going to tear the whole. Like, I know Doctor Strange is going to rip. I feel like the mystical world is going to be ripped open. I feel like the cosmic realm is going to be ripped open. I think Love and Thunder is going to rip open the space universe. I just feel like all these universes are going to be teared open, and everything is going to come back into under the Marvel umbrella. So this right here, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Where are we going with this one?
I'll say this. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see Kang in the universe. But I have a question for you guys. Is this going to be the first and only movie of Kang, or is this going to be just like the intro to Kang, and we're going to see him in the next phase, I'll say?
Well, I would say yes, only because it's coming in 2 years. This is 2023 now. We're in 2023 now. So I feel like whatever villain or looming threat, we are going to get a hint of that person or thing or entity now, this year, by at least this year. And I think Kang will probably be a future villain. Mm-hmm. But then again, I don't know based on the last thing that we're going to talk about tonight. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the big villain.
I will. No, I won't. I'll try to hold back on that one. I'll try to hold back on it. But that, like, yeah, so Kang the Conqueror is a time traveler. And so we're going to get, like, epic crossover comic book event, like, changes. So that will bring in what's to come. And are they, so your question, Legend, was like, you know, are they just going to, like, the first time we're going to see them?
Like, you think is that going to be the only movie he's going to be in? Like, even after that, we're going to see him.
Yeah, I bet. No, like, this is like starting phase 5 or whatever they're calling it. Because Corey said, this is 2023 already.
Yeah.
So we're a couple years into whatever we're doing now with, I think, you know, expanding from Avengers to Magic and hopefully mutants, maybe. But, and then the next phase, time, I mean, they already did time travel, but and we're getting Eternals for cosmic stuff and Guardians and all that, but like, yeah, Kang is going to, like I said, comic book crossover, epic, like issue number 1 starts over. You know, and then he's back because everybody's kind of back, and like, and the universe will not be the same.
You mentioned it just now. So James Gunn is back. Guardians, they have the title, Volume 3. Now the speculation was that Aisha from Volume 2 was creating Adam Warlock. Now, my personal opinion, too little, too late. Adam Warlock should have been in Infinity War. That is the time that he should have appeared, or even Endgame. That's the time he should have appeared and took back that Soul Stone. But that's more comic heavy. But if we get an Adam Warlock in the MCU during Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy with Thor. And now I'm also hearing that we're gonna have Greek gods, so it looks like that Zeus and Hercules are gonna be introduced now into the universe.
We're there, man.
It's too much. It's too much right now to think. I can't. It's really hard to process.
Get out your old issues of Marvel Universe and look in the index.
Because even when I was younger, as a comic fan, I used to like stick with certain comics. I don't like the crossover. I like when other comics cross over to my Spider-Mans, to my, like that. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'll give him that. With James Gunn added, I think it'll be fun though.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be amazing. I am over the moon excited for what they're going to bring to us come Guardians. Guardians never disappoint, in my opinion. They said that they mentioned or was mentioned that this movie is going to talk about a little bit more of Rocket's background and Rocket's history and stuff like that. And they touched a little bit of that in Infinity War, and I thought his history is very interesting, how he came to be Rocket. So. But this is what I really came for, this last part right here. Now at the end of this that trailer or the teaser of all the different movies that are coming up.
Yeah, look at Marvel.
Synonymous blue circle with the 4 in the middle. I screamed like I screamed when I saw that. I knew it was happening. I knew it was happening.
I was kind of upset at it. You
wasn't? I wanted a date.
Upset.
Not only that, they should have said that like after Spider-Man maybe, so it could come out next year. But that's the last slate. That's 2024. I can't wait that long. Come on. That's horrible.
Nah, man. I
was highly upset.
And they didn't even need to say, oh, Fantastic Four. They didn't need to show any of that. Just show that 4. That's it. That's it. I feel as though, Marvel had to get rid of a lot of their property when they were Marvel Comics back in the early 90s because they were going bankrupt. So a lot of these other studios had their properties, didn't know how to do them right. Fantastic Four hasn't been done right ever, in my opinion. The only thing I actually no. Let me take that back.
The first one was okay.
I like Silver Surfer. That was the one thing that I liked throughout the 2. So now we're definitely getting Fantastic Four, but guess what? They didn't put a date on that. No. So Legend, you might not even need to wait until 2024. They might be saying, "Hey, we're dropping it next year."
I'm still upset because I don't know.
There's no pleasing you. There's no pleasing you.
No pleasing.
Nah, but what I was really excited for is the fact that Dr. Doom is finally going to be in this, and that's why I said I don't think Kang the Conqueror is. I think he's going to be one of those threats that just looms, but I think the main bad guy or bad entity that we're going to be getting is Dr. Doom, and I think that's going to be introduced all the way. And this might be a stretch. Black Widow. I think we're going to start to see signs of Dr. Doom. Either they're going to mention Latveria, they're going to mention him by his Victor Von Doom. I feel like they're going to mention him, but you're not going to see him. And I think that he's going to be the constant thread until boom, he's here. That's what I speculate. What y'all think?
When are we gonna see Doom? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because he's
I don't
not
know.
a character you just leave like Thanos. They teased Thanos from the first Avengers.
The only thing is, like, there can't be no Fantastic Four without Doom. So even though he might be looming, I don't think we'll actually see him until Fantastic Four. Like, for some reason they go together. Knowing Marvel, they probably would switch it up because they don't, like, even when they took over Spider-Man, they didn't want to do the same characters, like the same villains. So I could see them maybe switching it up.
I see them doing Puppet Master as the first villain.
Yeah. Maybe even something where Doom is actually with the Fantastic Four fighting alongside him. I don't know how they're gonna do it because their origins go together. So
yeah,
they do.
So I don't know. I mean, Corey's right that like we should see at least some Latveria, that's a international flavor that could come out of Black Widow. Boy, that would be like, I think that was too in production way too long ago but they can, they've had time. They could put something in. There could be a little real deep cut.
Sure.
But like not Victor Von Doom, like, boy, I want to see it, but
it'll be tough to do. How are they going to do it? It'll be tough.
So, and that's also why when you were mentioning, Jesse, about the Illuminati, now, to my understanding, the only person that would not be there is Iron Man, because Iron Man is dead. Well, other than that, Doctor Strange, Professor X,
we need Professor X,
Reed Richards. What's his name? The Inhuman. Black
Bolt.
Yeah. So
T'Challa.
And see that, and that's another one. So
right.
So that's
it's going to be a new, and that table of Illuminati is like pretty deep and has been different casts of characters and Namor, I think. So Namor. So I think that the big guess is maybe we'll see some Namor in Wakanda.
I feel as though we would. I feel as
that's one storyline I wish we would have had too, was T'Challa versus Namor. That whole storyline.
So we'll get a different angle of that, I think. Still, and setting up maybe an Illuminati phase. Who knows what? Because you got to get the X-Men in there, right? And if they're waiting this long for the Fantastic Four, I hate to say it, but it might be a while.
And the Secret Invasion, that might blow a hole in everything as well. Who's been a Skrull the entire time.
Yeah. That'll change things, and then the Quantum Mania will definitely because you definitely got time travel there, so they can do another a split.
Honestly, it's a lot going on.
I can't even think about it. I remember when like the first time when Endgame came out and people are trying to figure out where, how they jumped backwards and put the stones back, and
that was hard enough.
Where the hammer came from. I was on Iceberg's channel and I had my conspiracy board and I drew a line. I had the thing. I don't know what, like, it's gonna be way out of control. Spider web of stuff when that one comes out. But I'm excited about the cast. The Kang the Conqueror, the guy that was in Strangelove Country.
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country, yes, Lovecraft Country. Sorry. Man, yeah, that's a good call. So I'm excited to see that and more.
So I want to leave us on this note, and I'm going to ask you guys a question. So we see the slate. Marvel has released the slate, and Marvel is pretty good. They'll delay it by a couple months, but they're really good at delivering these movies. Is there a movie idea that you would like to see that's not slated,
Oh, that's not slated.
Yeah, I have an idea of a movie that I would love to see. I probably would never
Jeez,
get
Corey, you
it.
should have told us this before, man. Like,
Yeah,
In
I
Marvel?
just thought of it. You know.
I would
Organic.
like to see Miles Morales in the universe.
Okay.
Not the cartoon version, you know, just
Yeah,
regular.
real version. Yeah. I got you.
Geez, I want to see. One of my favorite characters growing up was Speedball. I know. Some D-level character. He was part of the Night Thrashers. I forgot. Oh, sure, I forgot the team, but he was. If I want to see that team, get into it. I think that's it. Oh, actually, I want to see Deadpool. I didn't hear no mentions of that. I know he was slated to come back for Deadpool 3. So I want to see how he's gonna fit into this universe.
Do it.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Very cool.
I see Remy said the unbeaten Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl, yes. Let's see the West Coast Avengers. West Lake, or Great Lake Avengers. I'm in Minnesota, so it's like Great Lake Avengers. That would be a crazy storyline. Of course, there's tons of X-Men storylines, Mr. Sinister stuff that I'd love to see that we have to like get there first. But like, yeah, if you're talking left field, Corey, man, there's newer stuff actually that I don't have a lot of comics. It's kind of when I stopped, but they did the Savage Land recently. Yeah. It would be cool to see prehistoric dinosaurs and some of our familiar superheroes in like Conan or something, and Red Sonja in an MCU like split timeline or something.
And of course, sorry, Corey, Silver Surfer and Galactus. I think I want him to be like the biggest baddie to be seen since Thanos. That was my next big bad villain. That'll be a proper
villain to see an actual Galactus, not a cloud, not a big puff of smoke. Actual Galactus walking around, talking, all that stuff. The one thing that I've always wanted to see, and I don't think I'll ever see it, a World War Hulk storyline. They gave me a little bit of that, just
missed a chance.
I don't think we missed our chance. And I'll tell you why. I think that somehow, as the Hulk is trying to become more Professor Hulk, and he's testing things, something's going to happen where his savage rage is going to explode, and the Illuminati are going to try to contain him. He won't be able to. They're going to switch the story up, but I want to see that World Breaker Hulk, and I want to see that storyline.
I can see that happen. I can see that happen because he's trying to fix his arm or something like that, and him trying to fix his arm does something crazy, and
he gets upset, and he goes berserk, and no one can stop him. That's what I want to see. I don't think I'll see it though, but that's like
you never know. We also have What If series that if it's successful, like the first 2 Disney Plus shows are successful, maybe we'll get more. So we already know we're going to get Marvel Zombies and Captain Britain, or Agent Peggy Carter, Captain America, whatever they call that, and some other like huge character flip-flops. But there's an option there where they like, maybe my thing, like they could do dinosaurs, they could do Savage Land, like in a what if scenario.
That's very true. Guys, so usually, guys, everybody, Sunday is when we do our podcast, but today was just too much news, too big of news. I could not keep it to myself. I was just going to do a video and be like, hey, it's me, Corey, and blah, 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 blah. Nah, I want to do a podcast. I want to get perspective. I wanted to get some awesome guys to come in and talk about, what's going on and with these movies. And guys, I just thank you for the last minute making yourselves available to come on. It's a Monday. Monday is usually a rough day for everybody. But I do thank you guys for coming on. Jesse, I know you do a podcast as well. So could you real quick talk about it a little bit?
So I do a show on YouTube. I'm Jesse's Great Galaxy on YouTube. We did 11 or 12 weeks in a row because WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier were so relevant every Sunday, or it was Fridays and then Sundays. So I'm actually adjusting when it might happen, but I'm waiting for new content. And we got some today.
Yes.
And we're going to have Bad Batch Star Wars tomorrow. And there's so many other things, not Marvel related. Jupiter's Legacy and Invincible was crazy. So we're covering all kinds of things on my superhero spoiler show. Corey's been on there, and just look for that. Follow me on Instagram, and we'll bring the Lego community into superhero podcast format.
Excellent. Awesome. I Am Legend. What about you, man? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, I Am Legend, and also on the podcast every now and then.
There you go. Guys, thank you so much for joining. And of course, That Comic Show. Check us out every Sunday. Every Sunday we do a podcast. This Sunday is Mother's Day, and I'm hoping to have a special podcast for the mothers, talking about the mothers of comic book. There are different mothers in the comic book. Some you may not even know. So come and check us out Sunday. If you're not too busy with your mothers, come and check us out. We're going to have some mothers on the podcast to hear their perspective of what it's like to be a mother of who loves comics and mothers in comic books and such and such. You can always follow me, Sans Brego, on Instagram and so on and so forth. You know, Lego Masters, June 1st, season 2. Very excited. We're going to talk about that later date. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I want to have you on again very soon. Jesse, definitely want to have you on again. I want to try to, man, your podcast falls right in between my classes. So like while I'm teaching. So
I'm changing it though. Yeah, no, let's talk in the green room after we go live. And because I'm starting to work at the museum. You were just in my town.
I know, and I couldn't get a chance to get out there, man.
No, I get it. But I go to that museum, and I'm going to start doing that on Sundays. So I need to actually see who's going to be between you and Larry and Doc, and who can be on my show and what time works good. So we'll stay tuned.
That sounds great. Yeah, we'll chit chat afterwards. Everybody, social media, everyone, take care. Have a great rest of the night. I know we didn't do any brick and chat. This was supposed to be we were supposed to finish the wings of Captain America, the new Captain America, Sam Wilson. But all right, Jesse.
I got bag two of the dragon done.
Nice. Oh wow, that dragon is coming along beautiful. But we'll be back next tomorrow, 8:00. We'll be back doing the break and chat. Gonna finish up my man here, and then we're gonna go back to Stormbreaker. So we're gonna go back to Stormbreaker. I got my parts for that, so that should be real good. Guys, thank you once again. Take care. Keep checking out what's going on in the comic world, and check out Jesse Brick Galaxy and his spoiler podcast. Check out our podcast, Comic Show.
Tomorrow I'm on Iceberg's channel. Check out Iceberg Bricks. He's doing his 4-year anniversary giveaway, and it's Lego. It's me and Agents of Mock, and it's May the 4th be with you, Star Wars. So it's gonna be craziness.
Awesome. I will definitely be there. I'll be around to celebrate with him. 4-year anniversary. That's a big deal. So definitely. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We'll end out right here. See ya.